Hey everyone, Skull902 here. PaRappa The Rapper, released in 1996, was one of the earliest rhythm games and to this day remains one of the most popular with its unique art style and presentation, along with a banger of a soundtrack. My personal favorite song in the game is the All Masters rap, or what I like to call the bathroom rap. Now, as hard as the game's soundtrack slaps, people don't seem to talk as much about the story, setting, or characters nearly as often, and personally I believe a lot can be pulled from just this one song, featured in the chapter Full Tank. Let's take a deep dive into it. First, the setup. After making a disgusting cake for Sunny Funny's birthday and eating it, PaRappa suddenly gets a feeling deep in his gut and is in a rush not only to use the bathroom but get Sunny home safely. It's a precarious situation for our protagonist as it seems no bathroom around PaRappa Town is available, but PaRappa is determined, making Sunny rather interested in him. The fact he has to go is lost on her, so we can rule out desperation fetishism. PaRappa notices the car is low on fuel, pulling into the nearest gas station so he can both fill up the car and spill out the contents of his bowels. However, he finds the 4 masters he's trained under also in line to use the facilities, and they all agree to rap for who gets to go in first. Here is where the song begins, so allow me to analyze it line by line to let you know its true, deep hidden meaning.
I need to go, just as bad as you. What I had this morning, I don't even want to say to you.
Chop Chop Master Onion is the first opponent PaRappa faces in this gauntlet. Having taught our hero martial arts, here he's telling his student that there will be many more things he'll have to learn in life, doing this by concealing what he had for breakfast that day, as well as the idea of putting oneself in another person's shoes, directly comparing their situations.
Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door.
Here he's telling PaRappa to take on all challenges and use the power he knows the young dog has inside, a clever reference to his mantra of "it's all in the mind" from his stage. He can do anything he sets out to do, so long as he keeps up his spirit. He knows PaRappa can win this challenge and is basically encouraging him to carry on.
Or I will fall to the floor.
Failure to do so will result in disappointment from the teacher, showing that his lessons will have all been for naught if PaRappa loses. PaRappa's repeats of these lines are purely acknowledgments of the situation, readying himself for the challenges next to come, which results in victory for the dog. Here Master Onion has let us know that he crapped himself.
No way. I've been sitting in my car, yes, now for days.
Instructor Mussolini, aside from needing a new name, tells PaRappa of her own perilous situation. She's been holding it in for literal days, and it makes sense. Throughout the entire game, she's the only public servant in PaRappa Town, which wouldn't change until we see firefighters in Jammer Lammy. Between being a driving instructor, police officer, and whatever else she does, that leaves little time to do much of anything else, up to and including taking care of her most basic needs.
Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on the left?
Still, she is a public servant and is dedicated to her service. Here she demonstrates that, making sure PaRappa has eliminated any possible alternatives before attempting to go to this bathroom. He could have misjudged after all. Everyone makes mistakes, even her as we see during her level.
I forgot to close the door.
Did you check the toilet on the right? Did you check the toilet on the left?
PaRappa's responses are confirmations that he has indeed checked all the other bathrooms around, leaving this one as his only chance to go before having an accident.
Okay, you win.
Mussolini is aware of the stakes and lets PaRappa through, showing her honesty and bravery by sacrificing her own needs for those of a citizen, as all good public servants should.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet with me up, me already sold it.
This right here says a lot about the content of Prince Fleaswallow's character. We already know he's a shady flea market merchant that's in it for money, using love and friendliness only as a means to an end. The man sells skunks and single bottle caps, but here we find that he is such a reprobate that he would willingly defecate in an uninstalled toilet and then sell fecally used toilet to one of his customers. Is it any wonder, after hearing this from Fleaswallow and seeing his questionable business practices, that he's on the run?
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
Fleaswallow is desperate, first indicated by his opening line and stated outright here. He knows he's in a losing battle and, much like running his flea market shop, is going to do anything he can to get out of this situation in a better place than when he came in.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, but now you really oughta go.
PaRappa makes this response very expertly here. He's got Fleaswallow on the ropes, but doesn't get either too dismissive or too sympathetic to Fleaswallow. He's only saying that he understands.
The Toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
Having no other recourse, Fleaswallow is now trying to deceive PaRappa, basically saying, oh hey, there's another bathroom over that way, why not try that one? But without pointing out which direction said toilet is, he's made a crucial mistake and now it's time for PaRappa to capitalize.
The toilet over there will bring luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
Bam! PaRappa throws that garbage right back in Fleaswallow's face. He knows it was all a trick and isn't gonna fall for it. He just got done establishing that there were no other bathrooms around in the last round, and with the ironic echo at the end tells him that he should stop wasting time because it isn't gonna work. PaRappa has this one in the bag and Fleaswallow knows it.
I'm losing up. I'm out of here.
Here Fleaswallow gives up, knowing his deception was poorly handled, leaving him more embarrassment and shame in his performance than I have in the fact I've said the word swallow 10 times in this segment.
Walk the walk, even if you can't just talk the talk. I got a call.
There is something that needs to be said about this chicken. This chicken, Cheep Cheep, is easily one of the strongest characters in all of fiction. Her powers are almost beyond compare, and she could easily defeat just about anybody. Name an opponent, they more than likely aren't gonna win. Goku? Nuh-uh. Superman? Not a chance. Saitama? Nope. Monkey? Get out of here. She's well aware of this fact too. How else do you think she could sacrifice 2 of her potential children just to bake a cake? She knows she doesn't have to play by the rules, and this opening line of hers is a declaration of her power and ability.
I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
Basically a continuation of her declaration before, with the added caveat that she also knows the possibility and, perhaps, inevitability of someone surpassing her one day. Having worked with PaRappa on Sunny's birthday cake, she's fully aware of his potential.
You are a chicken from the kitchen, and you ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
Respectfully, PaRappa acknowledges her great ability but emphasizes the final part, showing her that he is indeed ready and powerful enough to take her on.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know.
The first part of Cheep Cheep's response is a nonsensical ramble brought on by temporary psychotic insanity, due to the sheer surprise that her prophecy came to pass immediately after she said it.
I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
After which, she comes back to reality, remembering she needs to use the restroom and demanding whoever's in there to hurry up.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Showing that the first time was no fluke, PaRappa goes to work demonstrating that he can keep up with Cheep Cheep, ultimately taking advantage of her distraction and sealing the win.
It's all yours.
Impressed, and with a newfound respect for our hero, Cheep Cheep has conceded and kindly stepped aside for PaRappa to take his victory crap, but with the tone of voice letting him know that now that they're on equal ground, she will want a rematch one day. And so, having defeated all of his masters, PaRappa is free to go to the bathroom, and the line he utters upon his kingly throne is easily the most important of this entire sequence.
Ah, this is life.
At first, it seems like that's just a simple exclamation of satisfaction, but when you think about it, this represents a true turning point in PaRappa's life. Quite frankly, I think this game's story is a beautiful, relatable tale about what it's like to grow up and mature. Let's look at how he was at the beginning of the game, confused, lacking confidence, trying to figure himself out as most people are at his age. But through his conviction, emphasized by his personal motto,
I gotta believe!
He's gone on an impressive journey of self-improvement. He learned how to be strong and defend himself, how to drive a car, make a living, the culinary arts, gained confidence and managed to hook up with the girl of his dreams, is about to embark on his professional rap career, and with all that in mind has truly gained life experience and become a young man. Either all that and everything else I've said here, or this is just a song about taking a shit. It's a precarious situation for our protagonist as it seems no bathroom around PaRappa Town is available, but PaRappa is determined, making Sunny rather interested in him. The fact he has to go is lost on her, so we can rule out desperation fetishism. PaRappa notices the car is low on fuel, pulling into the nearest gas station so he can both fill up the car and spill out the contents of his bowels.